It's October 31st, so if you celebrate Halloween, again, happy Halloween. Just before I get into my review of Mieruko-chan episode 6, this jacket, I actually have two of these jackets because I was planning back in 2019 to go to Anime NYC, and I ordered one of these. This is actually the second one. It never came on time, and I had to cancel the request and say send back my money. And I ordered this one, which came in time for me to wear to Anime NYC because I didn't really have money to do cosplay. So I said, let me wear this. This is not the Iwatobi, this yellow shirt ain't the Iwatobi, it's just a regular shirt, which conveniently looks like the color that they wear in the anime. And this one came in time. And even though I canceled the request for the first one, it still came to my house, even though I got my request for the money to be sent back. So I'm like, you know what? I have two, so in case one gets dirty or I lose one, at least I have an extra. And this one is kind of better because at least it has pockets. See, it has pockets. So this one is kind of better and it's a little thicker. So either way, with this week's episode of Mieruko-chan, conveniently it came on Halloween, so it's very fitting for a horror ghost series, also comedy as well. With this week's episode, we finally got the dual hair girl with the pigtail. Her name is Yulia. I forgot her last name. It starts with an N, so forgive me for that, but it kind of sounds hard to say. So Julia, easy. So we finally got her name, and the episode really started off with taking prior to episode 3, so probably like a week prior, with the godmother, where she asks her, like, can I be your apprentice, because I know you're able to see ghosts, you're able to see the supernatural, and I want to become your apprentice. That way I can become an exorcist and I can exorcise these ghosts and people will come to respect me and I can get money. That's her dream. Kind of naive and childish in a way, but there was a reason for that, because she tried to tell normal people. They showed a little flashback where she tried to tell her classmates, like, hey, I am able to see ghosts, and they were making fun of her. So in a way, the reason why she wanted to become the godmother's apprentice is because she thinks the godmother is the most spectacular spiritualist there is out there. She thinks she's the strongest. So that's where she went to go get help. Of course, the godmother at the time, prior to her going back to her family in the countryside, she's like, you know what, because you're a kid, you don't got no money and I can scam you real quick. Here, take this cheap prayer bead and get going. So come to find out, after she saw that she closed down her shop due to Miko and Hana, when it came to their physical education class, she decided to corner Miko. She's like, I know who you are. I know you're just like me. And what I found very interesting, it kind of showed like the 4 levels in terms of the people that are capable of seeing the supernatural. So we have Hana, who can't see them, can't feel them. She can't sense their presence at all, but she's able to attract them to her due to her aura, right? Then we have the godmother, who can only see their silhouettes or shadowy figures. Then we have Yulia, who not only can see the silhouettes, but she can make out some details, like their features pop in and out, if you saw in the episode. And then we of course have Miko, who is the strongest, who can not only see them in full detail, but she can feel them, she can sense them in some form. So it goes from that type of range, from Hana being the weakest to Miko being the strongest. So she lured Yulia lured Miko into the storage room by trapping her in there with her to interrogate her, to say, you know, join me, become an exorcist just like me. We can work together and prove to people that ghosts are real. These supernatural beings are real. So what she did was, remember those tiny little ghosts who like shiny little things? She's like, I know you can see them. But the thing that was most interesting about, because the episode was broken into, like, there was 2 parts. So the interesting thing that I found out is Yulia can see basically lesser or less powerful to probably medium powerful ghosts in some form. But when it comes to stronger ghosts, because there was like this box square figure ghost with like 4 or 6 legs popping up in there. Miko is capable of seeing that, but Yulia could not see it at all. So if you had to say in terms of strength, Miko was still stronger in her spiritual powers, if you will, because Yulia could not sense it, she could not see it, and she's wondering what the heck is wrong with you. So to protect them both, Miko had to like chokehold her, do a wrestler move and chokehold her and knock her out so they can both get out the room. Because you know the ghosts, I don't know what's up with the ghosts, why they want someone to see them so bad. I don't know if it's because they need a host or they're going to kill them or whatever the view, but these ghosts really want someone to see them for some reason. I don't know if we're ever going to get to the bottom of that, but when Yulia tried to say, see, I can use these powers, the more powerful the ghost is, the prayer beads will break. So that's why Miko had to chokehold her, knock her out, and tell her, you know, it's better if you don't tell anyone what happened. I just want to keep it a secret, seem like an ordinary high school girl, because it's too much to deal with. And you can obviously tell that Yulia she's not the best at socializing, and it's due to the fact that like if she tells anybody that she's capable of seeing this stuff, people will mock her. So she took it the wrong way of Miko's encouraging words and thinking that Miko is threatening her. So it's going to be pretty hilarious to see when eventually Hana is going to be introduced to her, and she's going to have an awkward time talking to Hana, but eventually, most likely, these 3 girls will become friends by the end of the season. So now to get into the second half, we have where Miko was going home from school, you know, after doing some shopping with Hana, and she's going down the staircase, and we thought it was a ghost, but it was just a grandmother, an old lady who couldn't speak properly. Like she's making weird noises because she didn't have her dentures. So while she took her back to her house, we come to find out that the grandmother, her adult daughter, is saying that her mom kind of lost, you know, portions of her memory after her husband died, and so she's not really herself, and she just says a lot of things, and then she sees a ghost behind her. She senses the ghost and she sees it, Miko that is, and the ghost keeps repeating 463. Eventually he says 4631, and we're wondering what type of code is he saying. And the grandma is looking at Miko's phone. She's interested by that. So Miko's like, she sees the ghost goes in front of the grandmother and saying 4631, and she's like, she's putting 2 and 2 together. It's a callback to last week's episode where Miko saw that big old monster over the family table. Come to find out, it was her deceased father. So when she showed her phone with the numbers 4631 to the grandmother went inside the house to the safe, and she saw several letters that her husband has written, and also a comb that he gave to her as a gift. And automatically, all of her memories came back. Everything that she remembered from, you know, meeting her husband and knowing her own name and her daughter's name, and the mother's, the godmother's, I'm saying godmother, the grandma daughter is like, Ma, you're back, right? And so we have where the ghost or the dead husband tells Miko, thank you. And then he goes off on his own way. So it was really heartwarming. It almost got me to cry a little bit in the ending because it is a callback to last week's episode with Miko's father. So Miko felt compassion for that because she understood she was in the same position as her. So it ended off on a good note, but then it went back to episode 3 when they went to go get those butt donuts. I think it was episode 3 or episode 4, and the deceased husband got eaten by that big old ghost in between the alleys where the donut shop is. And I'm like, dang, y'all left off on a good note, and then y'all just said, nah, the deceased husband now is eaten, and now he is gone. What a way to end this week's episode for Halloween. I guess it's very fitting, right? So, dang. He can't even say goodbye to his wife in ghost form. He just got eaten. That's messed up. It's very messed up. So, that being said, Do tell me your thoughts about this week's episode of Mieruko-chan episode 6. How do you feel about the first part where Yulia's character is fully revealed and fully explained about? Do you think she is going to, hang out with Hana and Miko? Is Miko and Yulia going to have those moments where they can converse about seeing spiritual beings? Are they going to be able to connect? Miko actually has someone that's like her, so she'll feel a little bit more comfortable or not? How do you feel about the second half of the episode? Did it make you feel like how the last episode was with Miko and her father? I would love to hear your thoughts about that. Also, do tell me how your Halloween has been going, because I didn't celebrate Halloween. It's not my thing, but do tell me how your Halloween has been with you, your friends. Do you go out? Do you celebrate? Whatever the case is, I would love to hear it. The links are in the description box, so you guys can go check that out. And I'm Kimmy-chan of Anime Legends Podcast. Have a good morning, good afternoon, and good night. And I will see you guys later. Bye.